Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Shed with your host, Cattys.
Hello, good morning, and it's another episode of Tales from the Shed with your host, Cattys. So stay tuned.
Hi, good morning. It's another episode brought to you, Tales in the Shed, by your host, Cattys. So stay tuned for an exciting episode. Hi folks, how you doing? It's Cattys. Welcome to another episode of Tales from the Shed. And in this exciting episode, we're going to drink more tea, and we'll talk about knots. I'm going to show you some different knots for a change. All right, so stay tuned. Honey, take this tea bag. Bit of Nido, what now? Some hot water. La-di-do, so how's it going, folks? Had a nice camp out in your gardens and stuff if you've been doing that. It's actually sleeting here at the moment. We've actually, when it's been it's greying out every now and again at the moment, and it's sleet. We're getting sleet at the minute. Like, we need a bit of sleet, don't we? Whether I make up its mind one day, then I suppose that wouldn't be Mother Nature, would it? Wouldn't be natural then, would it? Wouldn't be called nature. It'd be called fake instead. So, a cup of the old Tetley tea, Darjeeling if you like. Oh, sorry I didn't get the latest video up sooner. What happened was, obviously I was out Friday with me and the dog up the woods, so I did a little video there, and then I loaded that one up in the afternoon, and then what I was hoping to do was to get the next one up the following evening, or that evening, and then what happened is I ended up loading up the same video twice, so it's kind of put me behind, which ain't a problem, is it? Because I didn't do one yesterday, so what, it makes a change. Really gives me a little bit of a rest and a catch up as well, because I have been working overtime, with the, I know, NHS staff all deserve a clap, pat on the back or whatever. Even the dustmen and all the other sort of people that are still out working. My wife's out working, she's having to go to work. So all those sort of people deserve a clap and deserve medals and everything else, and they're obviously working hard through these times. So respect. Also the army, the air force and such like, the navy, I dare say, all the sort of HM forces are all out sort of doing their bit as well, and everyone that kind of works in the civil services and such like. Right, got that bit out of the way. So let's make a start on the knots then. So the first one we're going to do, really simple, okay, is an overhand knot, or just a common knot, and it just basically goes round like that, through there like that, and then you pull it tight. Overhand knot, okay? Okay, so once more, okay, we've got our trailing end. Alright, it literally is just a matter of making a circle, like so. That just goes through there like that, and then you pull it tight. There's your overhand knot. Now another useful one that I tend to use is a clove hitch, and this can be tied two ways. It could be tied with a solid anchor, or it could be tied by making a series of loops, 2 loops, and then obviously slipping it over the point of your hard anchor, be it a peg, a branch or such like. So the free one, what I call the free Clove Hitch, is simply this. So you basically turn that over like that to create a circle. Repeat the process with a second loop or circle. Then this one, the second one that you make, goes behind the first one. Imagine now that my index finger is an anchor point, and then just pull it tight. And the idea of this knot is to kind of under tension it's supposed to tighten up. Alright, so that's the first one. Right, so I'll show you that again. So from the right hand or the left, it doesn't really matter. I'm right-handed, so I tend to go from the right. So it is literally just a matter of bringing that one round there to create a circle. Okay, so that trailing end wants to be at the front, wants to be towards you. Okay, then the same again. Do a second loop. Same as the first. Okay, that one passes behind there like so. Use your finger for example, and then there's your Clove Hitch. Okay, so now if we want to make it on a free, sort of like on a solid anchor, I'm using this piece of hazel as my an example of my solid anchor. So what happens first of all is that the trailing end goes over the top like so. You can pinch it with your thumb if you so wish, then it comes over and you have to form a cross like so. Alright, see the cross there, or an X. Alright, again place your thumb on the X to keep it in place. The trailing end comes underneath, and where the X is formed, the paracord goes through the middle there like so. Alright, then pull it tight, and there's your Clove Hitch. I'll show you once more. So we'll slip that off. So again, hazel as our solid anchor. It goes over the top there. I'm just kind of automatically putting my thumb there because it's something that I would normally do. Okay, so you loop it over, then loop it over again and cross it over the second time. Bring your trailing end round again, and then where it creates that X, that goes through there, and you pull it tight. Right, now if you want to form a constrictor knot, okay, keeping with the Clove Hitch, okay, you tie your Clove Hitch first, and then secondly all you do then is just pull the loop out on the right one. Okay, keep your thumb over it, then the trailing end goes around and through that loop like so, and then pull it tight again. Do apologise for all thumbs, and it's like I'm undoing a bra almost. Okay, but there's a constrictor knot. I'll show you a second time. So I'll just take that out of there. So first of all we need to establish our Clove Hitch. Alright, so then we're gonna basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the trailing end of the paracord. Okay, we're gonna bring it over the top of here and then run it underneath. So we just loosen it off ever so slightly. Okay, then that goes under there like so. Okay, like that. And then we pull it tight. Okay, and then there's a variation of the Clove Hitch, that's your constrictor knot. Okay. Okay, so the next knot we're going to look at is a bowline. Okay, the bowline. Now this knot used to be used when I first did my mountain leader training back in the early 90s. The bowline was a knot that you would use if you had someone that wasn't confident on steep ground. This was the knot that you tended to tie around them with a rope to obviously help them to sort of either come down or go up a stretch of steep ground. Now what I tend to use this one for now is for when I do my ridge line. Okay, so it's just a piece of paracord again. What you're going to do is you're going to create a circle there. Alright, so that piece crosses over the top, alright, of your other end of your paracord. then it goes out through the hole. Okay, I'll try and take my thumb and forefinger away so I can sort of show you what happens now. Then what happens is that trailing end goes around, okay, like so, and then enters back into the other loop. Alright, and then you pull it tight. And there's your bowline. I'll show you again. So we'll take it apart. It's actually quite a nice knot to undo as well. Right, so there's our trailing end. So we basically form a circle, almost like the start of an overhand knot. Okay, and we pinch it there just to hold it in place. And then there is a saying where the rabbit comes out of the hole, it goes around the tree. What I'm going to do is obviously around the tree is, this is your tree, this piece here. So it comes out, it goes around the tree like so. Alright, and then that, it goes back into there like so. Okay, and what I tend to do is just hold it there and pull the loop, and that way you get your loop and your bowline. Okay, now to finish it off, what you can do, just to tidy it up a bit more so it doesn't go anywhere, what you can do on the loop there, what you can do on the loop is literally just tie an overhand knot. So that would just go over the top there like so, through there, and then pull it tight. Okay, so that ain't really going anywhere. Not that it was going anywhere before, but it just makes it a little bit more secure. It's still a knot that you can use in you know, if you were a leader of a group, or if you were climbing some steep ground and you had someone that wasn't quite confident, you could actually tie this onto them, or just do a loop round them and tie off an overhand knot. Alright, so there's the bowline. Right, so let's say now that you want to join two lengths of cordage that are of equal diameter, and this knot is basically what's called a fisherman's knot. That can be done a series of ways. Okay, so you have your two trailing ends of your cord. Okay, and what I do is I pass them over each other just to create an X or something like that. Right, then what I do is I'm going to use the right one first. That goes over the top of this cord, of the trailing end of that one. Okay, and then you literally just put a knot, it's just like an overhand knot. Yeah, so you can just put that in there like so. Overhand knot one side, and then I like to turn it round and then repeat the process again. So it literally is, that just comes over the top and you're just tying an overhand knot into it like so. Alright, and then pull it where the two knots jam up next to each other. Okay, so that's kind of like a single fisherman's knot, what I like to call. And then a double fisherman is, I'll leave the single one in there for now, just to sort of help me out a little bit. And then what you do, rather than you just do one, you take it over twice. Alright, so basically what you do, that trailing end comes over the top once. You can almost stick your index finger in there as well to create the loop. Pass it over a second time, and then as you do that, the trailing end comes through there like so. And then all you've done there is created two loops. Alright, so you've got a single one on the left there, which obviously the loop just goes over once, and then you've got a double where it goes over twice. You can even do three, you can even do four if you want. The only disadvantage with a knot like this is that if you if it was under tension, it makes it super hard to undo. And then what you can do as well, just to finish it off if you so wish, is just tie another overhand knot in there just to keep it nice and tidy. Kind of acts as like a stopper knot. Alright, so there you go. So we've got a single, so we'll take our stopper knot out. So on the left there we've got our single fisherman, then we've got our double, Okay, and then we can finish it off with just an overhand knot, which rightly described, linked with this knot, is called a stopper knot. Alright, so there you go, another knot, or a series of knots for you. Right, so the last knot I'm going to show you in this video, okay, is a Prusik knot. Okay, so imagine now that we want to attach a piece of cordage that we want to run up and down. You normally associate it with attaching your ponchos and tarps and such like, but it's actually a knot used by climbers for ascending ropes and such like, because obviously when its tension's applied onto it, it bites into the cordage and stops it from moving up and down. So what we need to do first is create our loop, and then what we need to do then is just pass the loop round once, twice, 3 times a lady. Okay, and then your trailing ends go through that loop there like so, and then what you can do is just tidy it up a bit. Just trying to tidy it up a tiny bit. Okay, that could probably be tidied up a bit more, but you get the picture. And so basically now the idea is that will bite onto this main piece of cordage here, the ridge line. If you can imagine the main rope, that's obviously biting onto there, and then it will stop it from moving. And then if obviously you want it to move, you can just loosen it off ever so slightly, and then it moves up and down. Okay, so that's your Prusik knot. So I'll show you once more. Okay. Right, so we've got our loop, so it goes over the top there, passes round once. You can do it twice if you want, but 3 is normally sort of more secure really. I'm going to try and keep it tidier now, and then the last time that it comes under, or it goes round the rope, the trailing ends pass through there like so. And there you have it. Okay, so that knot's designed for obviously working under tension. I do apologise if the light isn't very good, but it's sort of greying over every now and again. Okay, so that's the Prusik knot. Alright, so I've showed you a few knots there. If you don't know them, then you know, hopefully I've educated you. If you do know, then I do apologise, and if I have done it wrong, then please let me know. I don't think I have, because these are normally the knots that I tend to use for, you know, sort of some of the knots that I use for when I'm outdoors. Okay, alright folks, so there it is. That's another episode from Tales in the Shed. This time we're doing a few knots again. Alright, so please let me know your feedback if you liked it at all. Some knots there. If you don't know your knots at all, I'm no expert on them, but these are sort of like some of the knots that I showed you there in this video are obviously some of the knots that I tend to use. With the previous video, if some of you have been having to go with the paracord and making accessories, you know, like accessory bits, fobs and stuff for your zips and your cups and such like, then let us know. Alright, so thanks for watching. Thanks for staying tuned for another Tales from the Shed. Alright, try and keep your sanity. As I say, with me doing these little videos and that, hopefully it gives you a tiny bit of entertainment. And stay safe, both yourselves and your family, as I say. Des Cattys signing out, and I'll see you on the flip side. Do 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 do. Tales from the Shed. Tales from the Shed. Tales from the Shed with yours, Des Cattys. Bye.